Muy buenas amigas, amigos y bienvenidos a otro capítulo más de Invincible. Bueno familia, vamos al lío. Tenemos que encontrar al doctor Grosky, me parece, si no me equivoco. ¿Que dónde andará? Yo creo que la última vez subimos de ahí, ¿no? Pero no sé si habrá algo por aquí. ¿Dónde estará el doctor? Lo he revisado todo en esa área, vale. Pues entonces vámonos. Vale, vamos a venir por aquí. Vale, ahí nos está marcando al otro, ¿vale? Al que dejamos en la nave, ¿vale? A ver esto dónde nos lleva. Bandera de señalización.
I'm leaving the excavation site. How did he come down?
¿Cómo logró bajar? Vale, vamos a ir para allí, ¿eh? Vale. A ver cómo podemos bajar nosotros. Vamos a poder bajar por ahí. A ver, por el otro lado. Por aquí, por ejemplo. Sí. Vale, perfecto. Vale, vámonos.
I've got Gorski's signal.
Vale.
So soon? It's unlikely to be him.
Then who?
Not who, but what.
Sino qué.
Weird. Dr. Gorsky hardly ever parted with it.
With what? Ah, you're talking about the teleprobe.
Yes.
Vale. Mira, eso de ahí. Vale.
I located the probe. It's lying on the ground, inactive.
Can't be completely broken if you picked up a signal. I'd say it's running in safe mode. Please try to power it on.
Do we have time for this?
It's for a good reason, Doctor. The probe could prove useful in the search. And besides, you'll see.
Vale, activa la telesonda.
Okay. I'm opening the probe. Turning the systems on.
No, stop. Wait for my instructions. There's a button on the left side of the fuse box. Hold it, and then turn the dial again. Now go ahead.
Slide records.
Correct.
I didn't know we had access to them.
You couldn't have known. This is not standard procedure. But as they say, extremis malice, extrema remission.
Let's take a look.
Vale, echemos un vistacito.
Nothing interesting. Should I be looking for a specific location? Date?
The excavation site. 4th day of the mission.
El cuarto día de la misión. Aquí hay algo.
I recognize these structures. This is where they began to dig. Hours passed. 3 crew members are still there. Dr. Gorsky must have left already.
We lost contact shortly thereafter.
The probe followed him, and he followed the detector's readings.
Going after those metal structures.
Yes, that's what I meant.
What's next?
Last slide. There's mostly noise.
Nothing in particular stands out to you, Doctor? They were digging and suddenly, poof, people are dead?
No need to shout, Astrogator. I'm just letting you know what I see. That's all. Hang on. An absurdly high electromagnetic field reading.
That's something. Sort of. What are the earlier readings?
Checking.
De las lecturas anteriores.
Still high in the slide just before.
Vale.
And earlier, quite normal.
¿Y ahora? No dice nada más. ¿Verdad? No dice nada más. A ver, algo se escapa de aquí.
It happened in a matter of seconds. But there's nothing except dunes. Sand, a few rocks, a shadow.
Shadow?
Another sandstorm, I guess.
All right, Doctor. Let's move on. You may turn on the fuses now. We'll take the probe with us.
Vale, ya podemos encender esto, ¿no?
Good. I've got it on my radar. Now I can give commands to the probe. And? What do you see? Is it working correctly?
Vale. Vamos a ver, responder. Funciona.
On manual steering, sir, then it works just fine.
That's exactly what I'm doing. You have a keen eye. I'll put it in auto mode. From now on, it will follow you, Doctor.
Vale.
Oh, it'd be nice to have some company. I mean, apart from yours, sir.
1 second. That's odd. There's no data in the probe's memory. No ID, no nothing. Do you want to give it a new ID? Name it, basically. After all, it'll be with you for a while. So, what's it going to be?
Venga.
A name for the teleprobe. All right, I can think of something.
Copy that. I'm listening.
Abeja, valle, luna. Venga, luna.
Please enter Luna. L-U-N-A.
Done. Now, a few more tweaks, and you'll have a flying measurement center at your disposal.
Vale, encuentra al doctor Gorski. Vale, por aquí no vamos a poder bajar. Por aquí vamos a poder pasar. Vale, por aquí bajamos. Ok. Necesitaríamos esto. Aunque ahora nos va a marcar también a este, al coleguita, a Luna.
I don't see these metal structures anywhere.
The only surface structure reported was from the...
The detector's measurement is very clear. I'm going straight on.
No crossroads? Branches?
Not yet. Just one thick, tangled vein.
Esto no lo entiendo, este aparato, muy bien todavía. Algo hay.
Huh. I guess I found the first point.
You guess? We have to be sure, Doctor.
Well, I'm at the first clear branching of these structures, such as reported by Dr. Gorski.
All right. What happened next?
Punto 1.
He followed the branch to the right.
Punto 2.
Another thing he reported was a massive vertical structure.
Vale, esto es para pasar. Vale. Vale. Ok. Sigo para la derecha, vale. Que entonces sería por aquí. A ver qué tenemos aquí. Porque aquí en el mapa... Vámonos. Formar.
Probe detected something.
I see that in the readings. What is it exactly?
The structure from the notes, it fits the description perfectly. Well done, Luna. I knew I could count on you.
Well, we didn't bring it to the surface for no reason, even in the first stage procedure.
And now I'm going to apply for my own.
As soon as you find Dr. Gorski, I'll see to it myself. All right, how about that point? What does it look like? What caught the doctor's attention?
Looks sort of like scaffolding set up underground. Inside the ground, actually.
An unusual structure shape?
Definitely.
Do you think someone actually built it?
Well, it's a far-fetched theory, but seems so.
A ver, punto 2, punto 3.
The next point, the third one, is a metal bundle running along the bottom of some water reservoir.
Interesting. An object as such should be easy to locate.
Vale. Vamos a ver esto. Vale, por aquí no vamos a poder tirar, con que deberemos de seguir por allí. Vale. Vamos por aquí. A ver qué encontramos. ¿Dónde nos lleva esto? Tararea. No, esto no lo quiero yo. Esto. Vale, estanque.
There's the water.
And the metal bundle?
As expected. It's at the bottom.
Está en el fondo.
Before you ask, sir, there's little to say about it.
All right. So how many are left?
2 points. Or at least that's what he told Koval. What he did next, it's hard to assess.
Well, the battery and the detector last for only a few hours, so he couldn't have gone much further.
Vale. Punto
The fourth
4.
point is a structure that fills a rock massive, on top of which he found surface structures.
Sounds like a crucial node in this whole system.
Vale. Vamos a ver. ¿Podremos pasar? Sí. Vale. Perfecto. Vale, debemos de seguir hacia adelante. Tiene toda la pinta. Vamos. A ver qué encontramos por aquí, familia. ¿Y eso ahí rojo? Huellas de zapatos, familia, ¿eh? ¿Por qué no me dejas pasar? Sí, ahora sí. Tenemos huellas.
This mission drags on so much. I found his tracks. Finally, some tangible evidence that he was going this way.
Sí.
Good. It's downhill all the way.
Eso rojo, a ver qué es.
So short, astrogator. The next point is at a height of approximately 100 meters. Definitely uphill.
Probable que alcance a Gorski pronto, pasará un buen rato hasta que lo encuentre. ¿Y qué pasa si no lo encuentro?
What if I don't find him at all?
You will. Just follow his tracks, Ken.
Vale.
According to our records, it's been no more than 6 hours since he was here. Think about it, Doctor.
Vale, las huellas lleva hasta ahí.
It's nothing.
Well, on a human scale, it could mean the difference between life and death.
Aquí se pierden. O sea, que va para allí. Vamos a ver. Me imagino que podremos subir, ¿no? Ahora. Vale.
I think we have the fourth point.
Vale. Vamos, prismáticos. De aquí. Ah, punto 4.
Confirm. It's the fourth one. I see our flag.
Vale. Vale, un volcán, ¿no? ¿Nosotros que debemos de ir hacia allí? Me imagino que sí, ¿verdad? Porque no creo que tenga mucho sentido venir aquí, ¿o sí? ¿O deberíamos de ir hacia allá? Es que estoy ahora en duda, ¿eh? O hacia allá arriba. A ver. Vale. Vamos a venir hacia aquí. A ver dónde vamos. Vale. Porque no tenemos nada, ¿no? No. Vale. ¿Me dejáis subir? Gracias. Vale, aquí no veo nada. Aquí no va a ser. Vale. Dudo mucho que sea aquí. Y de aquí no me va a dejar subir, ¿no? A ver, ¿dónde he visto yo esto de subir? Aquí, ¿no? Vale. Por aquí no es, familia. Ok. Vale, podemos subir también por aquí. Vamos a ir por aquí. A ver si fuese por aquí o no. ¡Ey, mirad! Por aquí se puede subir. A ver, ¿pero hay algo por aquí? ¿Se va a poder subir? No, no. A ver. A ver, estamos dejando ahí el volcán. Y en teoría el punto es ahí arriba. No sé yo si vamos a ir bien por aquí o no. Por aquí no. Vale, familia. Por aquí tampoco. Ok. Pues seguimos. Vale, vamos a subir por aquí. A ver qué encontramos. Es un poco laberinto, ¿no? Todo. Hasta que no encontremos exactamente cómo podemos subir. Porque me imagino que debemos de subir. Claro está. Vamos a ver a dónde lleva esto. Bup. Ahora baja. A ver. Aquí está el punto 4. Pues no sé si voy bien o no. Vamos a ver.
The land is departing.
Yes, they're on their way.
What's the plan for the second flight? The same place?
That would work best. Certain, proven. When you and Dr. Gorski come back, I'll send the lander right away.
Buah. Vale. Creo que vamos bien.
I've reached the top. The doctor discovered something new from here.
This-
Something he called bushes.
Arbustos.
I've heard that term before.
In their conversations between Koval and Gorski.
No, Yasna. You're the one who reported it to me. Right after you landed.
Seriously? Well, I don't see anything like it now, sir.
Vale. Vamos. Vale, aquí tenemos la bandera.
Wait. Koval noted down the parameters.
Punto 5.
Azimuth 350. Distance
200 metros.
Copy that. I'm sending the probe.
Vale. Vamos para allá. Espérate. Vamos para aquí. A ver. ¿Por qué se ve tan mal, tío? A ver. Aquí. Aquí. Arbustos negros.
Got it. I see the bushes.
And the doctor?
Hard to tell. Visibility is poor. It's gonna be harder than before. I don't know how the doctor...
When it comes to finding a safe route, there won't be a problem. But you'll have to get there on your own 2 feet.
I suppose the probe will carry out the first task. It's capable yet?
Of course. I set the environment analysis mode. The probe will calculate the best route between your location and your destination.
Vale.
It'll guide you along the defined path. The calculations will only take a moment.
Vale. ¿Y cómo vamos? Me imagino que habrá que ir por aquí. Vale. Mira, sonda. Vale.
Hi, Luna. Lead the way.
Te sigo, vámonos.
I must say, it's a clever device, this probe of ours. Hey, can it fly for this long?
Longer than you can stand on your feet.
Sounds like the perfect research unit. Maybe even better than a human.
Well, let's not exaggerate.
I don't know.
Es cuestión de tiempo.
For me, it's only a matter of time before machines surpass their creators. The only question is when.
Vale, por aquí. Venga, Luna, date caña. ¿Para dónde? ¿Por dónde me vas a hacer ir? Por aquí, Sisma.
Oh, we have a problem.
Something serious?
Maybe it's true that machines will surpass us, but not today. The route determined by the algorithm goes over a chasm.
I can repeat the command.
No. I'll go around.
Unfortunately, this is an outdated model. Such mistakes are inevitable. But the perception module itself has already been greatly improved. Its accuracy increases exponentially.
Exponentially? Can you imagine us, proteinaceous creatures, developing so quickly, sir?
No, not in the course of evolution. You can't perfect a person like that.
That's right, you can't. We wait thousands of years for physical changes.
Ya te digo.
Have you started to fear for your position?
Well, everything indicates that the clear distinction between humans and robots will soon disappear.
And then what?
Coño, ya verás cómo estamos tan tontos que las máquinas tendrán hasta sus propios derechos.
We'll be fine at first. We'll feel more powerful than ever. And then,
Descarado.
by becoming more human-like, we'll blend into our society. The boundaries will disappear. They will be granted their rights and given a voice. They will live on par with humans.
You know what, Doctor? That sounds like some blasted science fiction. One in which I definitely don't want to live.
Shh. Astrogator, can you hear that?
What am I supposed to be hearing?
That's the point. Nothing. Silence. We're talking about robots, and Dr. Gorski still hasn't spoken on the channel.
Well, I don't know. He must be a long way from here.
Venga,
Dr.
vamos.
Gorski, are you here somewhere?
Vale, parece que estamos ya, ¿no? En la ubicación. Parece ser. Vale, vamos a observar por aquí.
These bushes are kind of weird.
You better stay away, Doctor. I'd like a brief description. Just keep a distance.
Allow me to use the language I would use to describe living forms, sir.
Of course.
So they look like pituitary, brush-like formations.
¿Eh?
They can be singular, though in some locations they create a uniform thicket that covers the walls of the ravine in a rusty brush-like layer. They grow out of cracks in the bare rock. They're high, more or less, from 1 to several meters. That's how it looks, to put it briefly.
Would you also venture to guess their significance? Some function, purpose?
Staying on the topic of biological analogies, which in itself is already a major scientific distortion.
Yes, I understand. These are not real plants.
But if they were plants, those protruding parts climbing up, they would serve to obtain energy, mainly solar.
Vale, vamos a ver. Por aquí abajo. Que todo pinta que debemos de bajar aquí. ¿Eh? A ver qué tenemos aquí. Túnel.
Astrogator, Gorski's not here. I'm afraid he continued to explore. And if he went where I think he did, he might have lost contact with the camp as well as Dragonfly.
So we will most likely lose contact too.
Possibly. Well, there's only one way to be certain. It's
Vale.
your decision, sir.
Please continue your search. We have to find him.
Vale. Sí, la decisión correcta.
Isn't it? Under no circumstances do we leave anyone behind.
That's right, Doctor. You can lose everything else, but you have to have the crew on board. The living and the dead. This is one of the most crucial imperatives, even though it's not in the regulations.
Vale. Seguimos. Vale, aquí esto no funciona. Vale, vamos a ir llevando esto. Buah, pasada, ¿no?
The line's breaking up, but I understood. I'll let you know, sir, when I come out of the tunnel.
Buah. A ver. ¡Ay, Dios! ¡Qué susto me ha dado! ¡Qué susto me he dado, tú! ¡Ah! Pensaba que había algo.
Altitude 24,000. Speed 250 knots per hour. 12,000. Throttle down. 30 seconds till touchdown. Everything's looking good. Over?
Roger that.
Vale, seguimos siendo Yasna. Aquí tenemos algo. Consola de control.
Systems work.
Altitude 5,000. Ignition 10%. Record data dropout, but otherwise still looking good. Entering final descent.
47 grados.
Take final.
Wow.
Hopper has landed. I repeat, Hopper has landed. Astrogator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Vale.
Landing wasn't too hard on you?
All good? Spine still in one piece. No signs of overstrain. Not even shortness of breath.
Perfect. Hopefully the hike to camp goes just as smoothly.
Vale.
I'm going outside.
Visibility?
100%. The dust has already settled.
Vale.
I've located the second lander. Our people are still on this planet.
Ah, very good. I was afraid they might try to fly off, which wouldn't be the best idea given the loss of communication with Dragonfly.
Sir, something's wrong.
What is it?
The hatch is half open. Did they report hydraulics failure?
How should I know? You were the last person in contact with the crew doctor.
Right.
Revisa el segundo módulo de aterrizaje.
And? How is it?
Even if they wanted to, they couldn't go back to Dragonfly. Their lander looks damaged, to put it mildly. Or more accurately, it seems like a storm has passed through it.
Understood. I mean, I don't understand how it happened. But that means...
Hopper is the only vehicle that can take us home. Affirmative.
Right. Well, then we can't afford another mistake. I'm taking the lander into orbit. I'll send it directly to the camp as soon as we find a suitable landing zone.
Vale, continúa caminando hacia el campamento.
We've gotten out of worse than this. Equipment breaks from time to time, that's normal. But now,
Go ahead. What's bothering you?
this lack of communication.
Vale, vámonos.
Takes too long. Especially considering there's a cyberneticist amongst them.
Yes. It worries me too.
Vale, el mapa. Vale, el saltamontes, el escarabajo. Y nosotros debemos de seguir. Pues eso, por abajo. Vale, vámonos. Yo imagino que habrá que seguir esta ruta. Vale. Esto ya nos funcionará, me imagino. No, esto no quiero yo. Vale, vámonos. Vale. Yo creo que por aquí vamos bien. Vale. Pensaba que había algo. Creo que vamos bien por aquí, ¿eh? Buah, qué guapo, ¿no? Se ve el planeta, ¿no? Que es Saturno. Vale. Y creo que por ahí, ¿no? Habrá que ir. Sí. Cierto, por aquí.
Whoa. Damn. You were right, Cobble. It's beautiful here.
Sí, es bonito, ¿eh? Se ve bien, ¿eh? No se ve mal, no se ve mal. Vale. Por aquí no será, me imagino que será por ahí. Porque aquí no tenemos nada, ¿verdad, family? Si somos capaces de ver algo.
I have an object in sight.
Vale. Ok. Aquí. Ahí.
This is where they searched the ocean's biocenosis.
Meaning, oh, where they caught that fish, right?
Yeah. They stopped here first, then walked along the coastline northward.
Correct. But I think you might consider taking a shortcut towards the east, straight to the camp.
Hacia el este, directa al campamento.
To find the right route.
Campamento lo tenemos allí. Hacia el este, hacia la derecha. Ok, vámonos. Que será por ahí arriba, ¿vale? Familia, por aquí. Tu, 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 tu. Por aquí, familia, es. Y todo apunta que debería de ser aquí, basura tenemos aquí.
They stopped for a break.
How do you
Se pararon a descansar.
know?
I found a cigarette butt and a pack. Someone was smoking here,
So, they didn't give a damn about the regulations.
disrupting the ecosystem.
That's not the point. I understand you want to minimize the effects of our interference here, Doctor, but the mission's safety is at stake. I don't think I have to explain to you the dangers of igniting a dusty atmosphere. Preserving the integrity of Regis III's already extinct ecosystem is not a priority in this scenario. Negligible, actually.
Security procedures exist for humans. The rule of integrity is for the sake of everything alien to us. We shouldn't place one above the other.
What are you saying, Yasna? The mission and the safety of our people have the highest priority. Always.
Vale, yo creo que iremos bien por aquí, ¿no? ¿O qué? ¿O no? ¿O debemos de subir para arriba? Sí, yo creo que vamos a tener que subir para arriba, ¿o
Excuse
no?
my interruption,
No.
Sir, can you please confirm that I'm on the correct route?
Sí, por aquí yo creo que sí. Vale.
This rate will reach the camp within an hour.
Vale.
So, continue.
Always? Are we really that self-righteous?
Of course, Doctor. We must be the most important to ourselves. And they must be the most important to them.
This route may be faster,
Claro.
but it's not the easiest. Anyway, back to our conversation.
In the end, the strongest will survive. Isn't that how evolution works?
Not in a biological sense, astrogator. Besides, I'm not convinced if we should interfere with everything alien to us just because we can.
Doctor, interference is at the heart of human nature. Man would still be a monkey if he'd only looked at trees instead of cutting them down.
Yes, we have a nasty nature. I can't argue with that.
Vale, vamos bien entonces por aquí. Perfecto. Seguimos. Familia. Vale, deberíamos de estar... Vale, vale. Muy bien, muy bien. Vamos, vamos. Perfecto. Continúa caminando hacia el campamento. Vale. Pues nada. Oye, yo lo que os digo, a ver, se ve bien el juego, pero no lo veo yo espectacular.
Astrogator, I found a peculiar inorganic structure. It looks like some spiky metal growths.
Artificial plants? Is spontaneous growth possible with this type of structure?
I've never seen anything like this. I wish I had time to run some tests.
When the situation is stabilized, we will take samples. I promise.
¿Y ahora? Oh.
I feel nauseous. Suddenly. That's not it. I feel
Madre.
darkness. Hello.
Para arriba. Vamos. Vamos, family. Vamos, family. Continúa buscando a Gorski. Vale. O sea, tenemos aquí al colega. Vale. ¿Funciona aquí esto? Sí. Vamos a ver. Arriba, despejado.
Are you there? Over. I guess that's a no.
Vale.
What's going on, sir? Astrogator?
Dr. Yasna. I tried to resuscitate him, but
No, please. Koval?
Koval.
How? There was nothing wrong with him.
hypothalamic shock. He bled out during the flight.
I still don't understand. He wasn't hurt.
His injuries must have occurred later. I found him like this when I entered Hopper.
You said I didn't have to worry.
I did. It was on my orders that you left the camp and then didn't come back for the doctor. I'm aware that I'm fully responsible for his death.
Buah, ¿y ahora? Vale.
Guess I know where Gorska was going.
Problema aquí bajar, ¿no? ¿Cómo pensamos ir? Por aquí. Cuerda de alpinismo.
I confirm, Gorski was here. His rope is still hanging from the slope.
That's a good sign. Since he left it, he intends to come back this way.
But why hasn't he yet?
Vale, deberíamos de bajar, ¿no? Usamos.
Going down after him. Tell me one thing, sir. What did you do with Crofter's body?
I placed him in a quiet chamber.
Are you going to use a grave tapper?
Yes, I'm considering that as a possibility. What is your opinion? Should we look into their heads?
The more we learn.
¡Bo! Madre.
One sec. Oh, I'm at the end of the rope.
Vale.
Isn't that good?
Not at all.
What do you mean?
I'm stuck. I'm hanging with all my weight on the rope, away from the wall. There's still a fair few meters left to the ground.
Can you go back?
Using just my hands, strapped with all this extra weight? No, not a chance.
What if you sway?
A ver.
No good. I can't reach anything.
Any other ideas?
A ver. ¿Alguna otra idea? Pues si no me marcáis nada. ¿Dónde hay ideas? Vale, saltar.
I can just jump off.
Safe?
A substantial fall on unsteady ground. This is hardly a maneuver that I would describe as safe.
So let's take a moment to analyze the situation.
I'm thinking, if Gorski went down this way and didn't break anything...
Yeah, we don't know that, Yasna. You could keep going even with injuries.
Well, I'm not hanging here forever, if we still haven't come up with anything.
There is a certain possibility, or rather uncertain, but maybe it's worth trying.
Astrogator, as much as I love complex analysis, I'm really sick of all this.
Of course. Can you see the probe?
Yes.
Yes. It's flying near me.
Good. If I instructed it to fly as close as possible to you, you could grab onto it.
You sure it will hold me?
That I cannot guarantee.
Venga, vamos a intentarlo.
All right. Let's give it a try.
I'm entering the instruction. You must guide me.
A ver, 2 metros.
2 meters forward. Stop, that's enough.
You have a really good eye. Exactly 2 meters.
Sí, yo me he imaginado que los 2 metros, ¿no?
Is the maneuver complete?
You could say so.
Vale.
I fell from a lower height. It
Perfecto.
was a soft landing, though.
Vámonos. Mira, esto es para... Ok. Vale. Abajo, arriba. A ver qué tenemos aquí.
We had our last contact with Regis a few minutes after noon. Even then, Dr. Gorski was walking alone.
Damn. But what is this place?
Hola, qué guapo,
Makes
¿no?
my skin crawl. It's all made up of these structures. Except they don't look like creations of nature anymore.
Maybe that's why Dr. Gorski, not to mention the Alliance.
Well, if we're looking for something on this planet, this could be it. These structures form entire multi-story complexes. They look like...
Transmisor y bandera.
No. There's no point in jumping to conclusions yet. Dr. Gorski set up the flags.
So, he kept going, despite the lack of communication.
Are you receiving a signal?
What signal?
From Dr. Gorski.
No, none. Why are you asking?
He tried to open up a connection, set up a transmitter.
There's nothing on the comms, but I'll check the record history. Please give me a moment.
Left or right?
Vamos. Vamos por aquí. Vamos por aquí arriba, familia. Paso obstruido. O sea, no vamos a poder pasar por aquí, pero aquí tenemos un hueco. Espacio libre. Ok. Vale. Vamos a tener que ir por aquí, sí o sí. No hay otra.
I'll squeeze through the passage.
Buah.
2 more hours.
Huh?
That's all Gorski has left of oxygen, at best.
Hostia puta, gente.
Worst?
He's just finishing it up, though it all depends on his activity.
If I remember correctly, the atmosphere here is breathable.
Basically, yes. Dr. Krauser, however, warned that the methane content...
I know. But the effects won't be immediate. That gives us a few extra hours.
Vale, ahí hay otro hueco. Que debemos de salir por aquí.
The structures...
Yep. Wherever I look, there's metal.
Luna.
Ah, I see the probe. Has it found anything?
It's not making any measurements at the moment.
Oh, why?
The overload protection is activated. Until I do a reset, it's on manual control.
Is it because of my flight?
It's possible, but please don't worry about it. What matters is that you're fine.
Wouldn't it be better if I helped you? I can close it manually after all.
I'd need some directions first. To bring it to you.
No problem. I'm on it.
First, let's find a place where I can land it. Otherwise, you won't be able to help me, Doctor.
Vale. Voy a tener que subir, ¿vale? Por aquí. Tiene toda la pinta.
It's a bit like Pando.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Doctor.
A colony of populous tremoloids. American aspen. The new trees grow not from seeds, but from root suckers of old trees. As a result, it's one giant organism, thousands of years old.
So you're in a dead metal forest?
Huh, that does sound bizarre. So maybe.
Doctor, something has been recorded after all. But there are plenty of errors in the transmission header. It's hard to say whether this is a message from Gorski.
Well then, sir, play it. Maybe we'll finally find out what's going on with the doctor.
Let's hope so. Gorski to base. I repeat, this is Gorski.
Hostia. Gorski, tío.
No doubt, it's him. Now let's keep listening. But as soon as you report anything, Doctor, I'll stop the recording. Bugger. No confirmation again. I report. I've made an amazing discovery. Geometric structures that
¿No puedo bajar por aquí?
pointed rods.
Sí.
But not only molybdenum, carbon, tungsten, all together similar to a giant integrated circuit. A million swarm of...
I can see the relay up close. Looks broken. This is starting to look like a deliberate diversion to me.
You may be right. The question is, who's behind all these disruptive activities?
That I don't know, sir.
Maybe let's go back to the recording. Not a trace of electric current, polarity, not even residual magnetism. Maybe once upon a time, centuries ago, petawatts or exawatts of power flowed this way. To compare with something, it's probably a machine. Some kind of information collective structure. Maybe it was some kind of electronic brain. It makes me think of the Lyrans, a race of extinct sentient beings. Supposedly, they knew about light astrogation before we invented the wheel. They had to save themselves from the explosion of Nova. They send ships. The remains of those ships have been found, ashed to a chip glued together. I've seen hypothetical schematics. The structures here remind me of those. Okay, moving on. Readings. Well, that's it. What follows is just a humming noise. Any thoughts, Doctor?
So far, it all leads to one conclusion. This is not a place for a man. Nor for any humanoids.
Then who is it for?
Maybe it's really an alien technology. Those Lyrans.
As far as I know, all information about the Lyran civilization is just guesswork. Many consider Lyrans to be just a myth, so I wouldn't take it too seriously.
Well, I think there might be something to it.
Vale,
Already been there.
sigue las huellas. ¿No me dejas bajar? ¿En serio? Debería de bajar para abajo, ¿no? A ver, si subo... Solo me deja subir, pero no me deja bajar. Por ahí, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué no me deja bajar usted, caballero? Por aquí. Sigue las huellas. A ver. A ver, vamos para arriba. Vale, cosas abandonadas, vale. Lo del transmisor, pero si nosotros venimos de aquí... ¿No? Ah. Huellas. Aquí. Hay que venir aquí.
There are more traces, this time handprints, and a drop detector.
What? Did I hear you right?
Yes, sir, you heard correctly. I'm afraid we must be ready for any eventuality.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean we should assume the worst. I still believe you'll find him, Doctor.
Vale. Uf, esto es un laberinto, ¿eh? Vale, aquí nada. Ok. Vale. O ahí o por aquí. A ver, por aquí hemos venido, ¿no? Puede ser. Ahí tenemos, vale, sí, por aquí hemos venido, ¿no? Sí, por aquí hemos venido, exactamente. Vale. Menudo laberinto tenemos aquí. Family. Vale. A ver. Vale, descenso, a ver. Descenso peligroso, pero espérate, coño.
No one of sound mind would decide to go down this way. And yet Gorski...
Vale, esto es lo que quiero ver. Esto, equipo.
I found something. Again.
I'm listening.
I suspect Gorski might have damaged his suit.
If the tear doesn't exceed 20 millimeters, the reactive polymerase will self-seal.
That's true. Nevertheless, it looks worse and worse. I found more of his gear.
Back in the camp, you reported Marritt's abandoned things.
A backpack and a camera, yes. This scene looks disturbingly similar.
Vale, por aquí no puedo bajar. De alguna manera deberá de haber. ¡Ay! ¡Hola!
Ouch!
Madre.
Now, what is it?
I took a shortcut.
On purpose?
Not really.
Vale, family. Estamos apañados. ¿Que habría que bajar para abajo? No. No, sí. Por aquí no podemos ir. O sea, que no queda otra que tener que ir por aquí, claro está. Eso está más claro que el agua. Vale, ¿qué tenemos aquí? Amigo, y por aquí abajo, ¿no? Me imagino que vamos bien. Rastreador. Ok. Vale, por aquí, por la grieta.
Finally, I have his position.
Vale. Vale.
Not yet. Gorski, are you here? It's me, Yasna.
Still nothing.
Yeah.
Aquí hay algo, mochila.
I found his backpack. You know what that means, sir?
Yes, he's without oxygen. We must hurry.
Pero ahí está, ¿no? Esto es algo, ¿no? No. Son piedras. Vale, me marca atrás. Vale. O sea, me marca, aquí está la mochila. ¿Dónde estás, tío? A ver. A ver. A ver que no me quiero perder. Mochila. Nosotros hemos venido aquí. ¿Vale? ¿Por qué? Porque no podemos hacer otra cosa. Vale. Debemos de tirar por aquí. Aunque parece que nos estemos alejando, pero no nos alejamos. Madre mía, está aquí, tío.
I see him.
Está aquí el doctor Gorski.
He's not moving.
Buah. Pero respira.
Gorski! Gorski!
Respira.
His eyes are closed.
Is he breathing?
He's alive, but barely.
Did he react in any way?
Saturation is within the lower range. Risk of tissue hypoxia.
And the reactions?
Gorski! Come on!
Calm down, Doctor. Get him out of there. The probe's already looking for a landing site.
Vale, saca al doctor Gorski del socavón.
Okay. Let me just... I'm pulling him
No nos caeremos los dos por ahí.
out. Done. He's out.
Vale.
I activated his SOS. You should pick up a transmission with his parameters, sir. Well?
No, nothing. The transmitter in the suit must be too weak.
Should I retrieve his booster from the backpack?
No point. Better to set up a relay. We have to do it anyway so that Hopper can land in this maze. Have a preliminary scan of your surroundings. There's an open area nearby. You have to move Gorski there. The boat will guide you.
Okay, I'll carry him. It's just... his parameters don't look too good.
That's why we must hurry, Doctor.
Vale. Vámonos. Vale. Pues vamos apañados con este. ¿Qué hay que ir por aquí? Me imagino, ¿no? ¿Iremos bien por aquí o no? Vale, sí, aquí está su mochila. Venga, hay que ir por allí. Por aquí no vamos a poder. Imposible. Imposible tirar por aquí. Claro. ¿Por dónde leches tiramos, tío? Por aquí es por donde hemos venido. ¿Qué hay que ir por otro lado o algo? ¿Se me ha escapado alguna otra ruta? O sea, aquí es donde lo hemos encontrado, ¿no? Quizás haya que ir por aquí. Claro. Por aquí, seguramente. Sí, señor. Exacto, por aquí. Perfecto.
Are you out in the open already?
Sort of.
Vale.
Yes.
Once you've set up the transmitter, I should start receiving Gorski's signal.
Instale el relé. ¿Dónde? Aquí. Aquí. Listo.
There it is. Pulse, heart rate, saturation, almost within the range. Now, mark the place for the lander, and we'll home, Doctor.
I'm on it.
El lugar para el módulo, a ver. What? ¿Qué pasa?
No. Everything is shaking.
Buah. Bueno. Estamos apañados. Me lo imaginaba que nos salvaría.
I caught the probe.
Me imaginaba que la sonda... Pero la situación, dice. Situación bastante cruda. Vale, familia, dejamos por aquí capitulazo de hoy. Vale, family, espero que os esté gustando el juego. Bastante tranquilito, pero me está gustando la narrativa, me está gustando el modo de cómo encontrar, ¿no?, a los tripulantes y tengo ganas de ver más cositas y de ver cómo continúa la investigación y de qué nos vamos a ir encontrando, ¿vale, familia? Pues lo dicho, como os digo siempre, si os mola, apoyadlo con un gran likeazo, al igual que si no estáis suscritos, suscribiros, no cuesta nada, es tan solo un clic. Y apoyáis a un servidor como yo y familia. Nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo. ¡Hasta luego!